Hello friends, my name is Gajanan Gulghani sir and today we are going to discuss about 10th standard CBSE syllabus and the subject is history. In the history subject, you all are having 8 chapters and out of that 8 chapters you have to concentrate on only 4 chapters. Into that chapter number 1, chapter number 3 is very essential, then chapter number 4 and chapter number 7. In such way, you have to study very minutely these 4 chapters. Okay. Now, the chapter number 1 is the rise of nationalism in Europe. Dear friends, you are well known there are 7 continents in the world, and into that, Europe continent was the most developed continent in the world. And if you can remember, try to remember the 7 names of the continents. And now we have to discuss in this chapter regarding to the nationalist movement which had developed in the Europe. Now, what is meant by nationalism? Nation and the people who are residing in one nation and those people are having the feeling of unity on the basis of their language and their culture. Okay, that is the nationalism. There was a time when most of the countries in the world, especially in Europe, were ruled by various kings and the people were not having any type of rights. Most of the rulers were working as a absolute monarch, and that's why the European countries thought that there must be a separate nation for the one culture people, for the one language people, and that's why the nationalism movement had started in Europe from the 18th and 19th century especially. And my name is Gajanan Gulghaneso, and please subscribe my channel for the more and more videos regarding to the history subject and political science and geography. Now children, you can see I have shown here the Europe map in the year 1914. You can see that Austria-Hungary, this was the a very big empire at that time. Then there are some small countries such as Romania, Serbia, Bulgaria, Montenegro, Albania, Greece. These were the subjects which were also very much important uh, in the politics of Europe. Now, nationalist nation alliances in 1914, you can see on the right hand, Triple Alliance. Okay, Triple Alliance, and second one has written Triple Alliance and Russian Allies. Okay, third one is Russian Allies. These were the allies which had taken place in a secret manner before the happening of the First World War. Now let's move on the next slide. If you can see, this image has blurred something, but this image has been given on your on the first page of your textbook, and after seeing this image you can come to know that this was the painting which was made by Mr. Frederic Soriot, who was a French artist, and he made it in the year 1848. Okay, and after seeing this picture we can come to know that that is the Statue of Liberty which was given by France to USA as a gift. Okay, and in that line you can see that whatever people are standing in front of the Statue of Liberty, those all are the people of Europe, and these all people are having a passion to make a nation state. When we speak about the concept nation state, there is a need of four factors. Number one is exact territory. Territory means area. Number two, government. Number three, population. And number four, sovereignty. Sovereignty means the existing government is having right to decide their own foreign policy. It is called sovereignty. In such way, whatever people are standing in this queue, those are belong to various countries, and in the forefront of Statue of Liberty you can see that these are the people of USA and Switzerland, who had become a nation state. It means the democratic government started to rule in that nation. Behind that, other countries' people are there. About them, we are going to discuss in the next slide. Question is, explain the painting of the French artist Frederic Sorio. This is a very important question because in the uh, initial stage of this chapter, the information is started about the Frederic Sorio's painting and what were the secrets of this French artist we have to discuss here. Point number one, in the year 1848, Frederic Sorio, a French artist, prepared a series of four prints visualizing his dream of world made up of democratic and social republic. Means French artist Frederic Sorio had seen a dream, and into that he thought that so many countries in the world are standing uh, in a queue in front of the Statue of Liberty, and all of them are having the will to establish a democratic and social republic countries in that. In his print, Mr. Frederick Sorio shows the peoples of Europe and America, all men and women of all ages and social classes, marching in a long train and offering homage. Homage का meaning होता है special honor to the Statue of Liberty as they pass by it. The artist of the French Revolution personalized liberty as a female figure. Here you can recognize the torch of enlightenment. She bears in one hand and the charter of the rights of man in the other. If you can remember to the French Revolution, you can come to know that there was one symbolic lady whose name was Mariana, and in her hand there was one torch of enlightenment, and in the other hand she was having the charter of the rights of man. Means it was the constitution of France which was written in the year 1791. If you can remember, the French Revolution had taken place on 14 July 1789. Next point, in the foreground of the image lie the shattered remains of the symbols of absolute institutions. If you can remember, in ninth standard, the revolutionaries in France had attacked on the Bastille jail and they had burnt it, and whatever remains were there, those were sold in the market. It indicates that jails and prisons were the symbol of the absolute behavior of the king. Next point, in Soro's Utopian, a vision of the ideal society, the people of the world are grouped as distinct nations identified through their flags and national costumes. Means people wanted to represent themselves in front of the Statue of Liberty with having their own national flags and national costumes. The people of United States and Switzerland leading the procession in front of the Statue of Liberty, who had already become a nation state. Okay, I told you nation state concept and its factor. Next, the people of France just reached to the Statue of Liberty with their tricolor flag. Means the people of France just have reached in front of the Statue of Liberty. The German people followed to the French bearing with black, red and gold flag. At that time, German people did not exist as a united nation. So in this chapter, we have to discuss about the story of unification of Germany also. In 1848, to unify the numerous German-speaking principalities into a nation-state under a democratic constitution, such type of try was done from the side of the German people, but it could not become success. The Germans were followed by the people of Austria, the kingdoms of the two Sicilies, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary, and Russia. These all people were standing in queue one by one. From the heavens above, Christ, saints, and angels gaze upon the scene. They have been used by the artist to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. It means when these people were standing in a queue in front of the Statue of Liberty, at that time, Jesus Christ sent and the angels were looking towards the people who were having the great ambition to make a nation state. And in such way, these people have developed some symbol of fraternity among the nations of the world. Okay, in such way the question related to the painting of Frederick Cheriu, this can be asked for 5 marks also or 3 marks also. The introduction of La Patrie means the fatherland and Le Citoyen means the citizen. Emphasized notion means idea of a united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution. Means all the people of France wanted to give more and more importance to their fatherland, and all the citizens wanted to give the equal ideas or notion in the united community for enjoying their equal rights under a constitution. Means according to the constitutions, all the people were given near about equal rights, not to all the people but maximum people they tried to give equal. A new French flag, the tricolor, was chosen to replace the former royal standard. It means whatever flag was existence at the time of Louis XVI, it was completely changed, and the tricolor flag was unfurled in the country France. Next point, the Estate General was elected by the body of active citizens and renamed the National Assembly. Means the members of Estate General were elected by the active citizens, and that is called the National Assembly, and this was the National Assembly who had written the constitution for the country France. Now the question is, who were the what is meant by active citizens and passive citizens? If you can remember, active citizens means the people who were paying some taxes to the government. Okay, minimum 2 days taxes of their wages, those people were called the active citizens, and the people who were not paying any type of taxes, especially poor people and the women, were called the passive citizens in France. Next, point number 4, new hymens. Hymens का meaning होता है prayers. New hymens were composed, oaths taken and marches commemorated, all in the name of the nation. Means all the people had taken an oath regarding to give tribute to the marshals of that country, and all of them decided to give respect to the whole nation. Point number 5, regional dialects were discouraged and French was declared as the common language in the nation. Okay, means French language became the most important language of France country, and in such way the importance of uh, French language had continuously. And the next question is, explain any four provisions of the Napoleon Civil Code 1804. You should be aware that Napoleon Bonaparte is called the man of great passion. He had decided to defeat the whole European leaders and to become the ruler of or the emperor of Europe. He did not rule more than 11 years, but whatever duration he ruled, he proved himself the most or greatest warrior of the Europe. He ruled most of the part of Europe from the year 1804 to 1815. So, in which area he had ruled, he had brought so many changes. About that we have to discuss here. Point number 1, the Civil Code of 1804 is usually known as the Napoleonic Code. Means the Civil Code of 1804 is also called the Napoleonic Code because it was made by Napoleon Bonaparte. He was belong to a France country. Number 1, the Civil Code of 1804 did away with all privileges based on birth, established equality before the law, and secured the right to property. In such way, point number 1 is very much important because whatever privileges means special rights were having to the people on the base of birth. Okay, those were taken away by Napoleon Bonaparte, and equality before the law means all people are equal in front of the laws, and he had given importance to secure the right to property of the rich people, and that's why he had got the support of the rich people in Europe. Next point, this code was exported to the regions under French control. Means whatever neighboring countries were owned by Napoleon Bonaparte, into those all region he had implemented this Napoleonic code. Point number 3, it simplified administrative divisions, abolished the feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. It means whatever exploitations were happening from the side of feudals of the peasants, okay, those exploitations were stopped by the side of the Napoleon Bonaparte. and he had given maximum rights to the peasants. Point number 4, transport and communication systems were improved and guild restrictions were removed. Means transport and communication system between state to state and between nation to nation he had improved, and at the same time whatever restrictions were there on the guild means the union of the traders, whatever restrictions were on the guild, those were removed by him, because he wanted to bring unity in the trading also. Point number 5, he started uniform laws, standardized weights and measured, and a common national currency would facilitate the movement and exchange of goods and capital from one region to another region. When Napoleon Bonaparte was not the ruler in Europe, at that time various types of weights and measures were used in various states and countries. There were no similarity, but when he became the ruler of uh, France and the neighboring countries, at that time he had brought so many changes in the weights and measurement system, because he wanted to facilitate the movement and exchange of goods and capital from one region to another region. Means he wanted to stop the limitations or restrictions which were having on the border. Whatever types of taxes were collected by the kings, those taxes were also taken away by him, and he had decided to use only one type of currency in the all states which were under his control. In such way, this question is also very much important for 3 marks, that this is called the Napoleonic Code 1804. One more information I would like to share about Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte was a great warrior, and when the European countries came to know that Napoleon is the most powerful ruler in Europe. At that time, four nations came together. Into that, Russia, Prussia, Austria, and England. Okay, Russia, Prussia, Austria, and England. These four nations came together in the year 1850, and they had defeated to Napoleon Bonaparte in the Battle of Waterloo. Waterloo. Okay, in the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated by these four nations, and after that he was kept on the Saint Helena Island. Okay, there were no human beings were surviving, and in the year 1821, Napoleon Bonaparte was died. Okay, in such way, the life of the great person Napoleon Bonaparte was came to an end in the year 1821. This is the end of today's video, and I hope you all understood, and yeah, you can write these answers as the real answers of your textbook, and I hope you all understood this all the information in a proper manner. For the more videos, you can subscribe my channel. My channel name is Gajanan Gulgani, sir. Have a good day, children.